At the moment, I'm 63 years old and living in St. Croix, the United States Virgin Islands. At this point, I'm recently independent of Mother and Dad's house and living in Lima, Ohio. I met Judy Weller in Lima and eventually married her, but we moved down to Athens, Ohio, with the help of Dave Beard and Mike Bugenstein. Mother and Dad came to the wedding. This is the farm we lived at in Shade, Ohio. The farm was such a wonderful place, 140 acres back on a mile-long lane. Just a wonderful, pleasant, peaceful place to live. You'll notice a small boy. This was Judy's son, Eric. He became Eric Lambert after a period of time. You'll also see a golden retriever. This was Taylor. Oh boy, Taylor was a good old boy. Had various litters of pups, but Taylor lived on the farm. We always had good friends come and visit us on the farm. There's Steve Marine, Dave Emery, Jay Gillespie, Barb Hauser, uh, Doug Huber, on and on and on. Good weekends, good parties with friends. There's Bozo, the coonhound. He adopted us and kept the groundhog population down on the farm. Throwing frisbee down into the garden. I enjoyed pretending to be a farmer back in those days. We had cattle on the farm, took care of them. I fed them. My farm clothes kept me warm. The old farmhouse was a cold house in the winter. This is where I learned to not like getting out of a warm bed in the morning onto a cold floor. My first International Harvester pickup truck. We cut our own Christmas trees. There's Taylor. Boy, he was a true retriever. This is back the creek that ran around the house. I'd throw a stone underwater. He'd dive underwater and come up with the very same stone and bring it to me to do it all over again. Chase the frisbee endlessly over these hills around the farm. Taylor, great dog. Taylor was hit by a car up in Ottawa, Ohio, at Judy's parents' farm, and it never got one of his pups from the litter. That's a regret. This is some photos Judy and I took on a trip by ourselves towards the end of our marriage, through the Black Hills of South Dakota, up to Tumwater, Washington, down through California, and then back to Ohio. Steve Marine and Barb Hauser eventually moved out to Lincoln, Nebraska. These are some pictures from a trip that Judy and I and Dave Emery took. There's the phallic corn cob. And Steve and Dave really didn't urinate in the corner, but we just had a bunch of fun. We had some disgusting times. Sick sense of humor. And look at that beard. Oh my gosh. Look how skinny. Got slimed. But we stayed there over the 4th of July weekend with them, and then went on back to Athens and continued life. I was becoming a little bit independent of Judy, and this is a trip I took up into Ontario, Canada, and Michigan, Warren Dunes, and then went back home. This was Eric's and my kind of final trip New York City Macy's Day Parade. He was a good little boy. I was a teacher back then. This is one of my classes in the Alexander School District in New Marshfield, Ohio.